Hey, everyone. I am back. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. I hope that you've had the absolutely most amazing week. As many of you know, if you tuned in last week, it was my birthday last week. So yes, these last couple days have been amazing. And thank you last week again for all your happy birthday wishes. Definitely was birthday week, just finding different ways to celebrate every day and spending time with friends and family and probably eating a little bit too much. But nonetheless, it was a great birthday week. So thank you again for those who are starting to join here. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. If you are brand new to Mental Health Moment, welcome. It's Dr. Hammond here. We are here every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. If you tune in every single Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, welcome back. And if you're tuning in to the replay on Dr. Nekeshia Hammond YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, and also share this video with others. And welcome again for those who are starting to join here. You can put in the chat where you're tuning in from today. I am in the Tampa Bay area of Florida. Unfortunately, today, you all know I love to do Mental Health Moment live, and it is live every single Tuesday, except when I have a conflict. So today, actually, on World Mental Health Day, I am doing a roundtable discussion with some amazing teens with the Ryan Neese Foundation program. So I will be there during our normal time, or probably in commute somehow. So unfortunately, I can't be with you today live, but still stay tuned today. Normally, again, as I mentioned, for those of you who are new, this is live every week, unless I'm on an airplane, which of course I can't be live, or some other type of conflict. But I wanted to make sure to still provide information to you all, of course, today, especially because it's World Mental Health Day, which is an exciting day, of course, and remind each and every one of you that it is so important to check in with yourselves. I know we talk about that often on Mental Health Moment, and especially today because it's a very special day. I also want to remind you to continue that practice. Some of you already have that practice, which is amazing. It's actually a practice that I wish I had earlier in life. But nonetheless, as Maya Angelou says, when you know better, then you do better, right? So I encourage you, not just today on World Mental Health Day, but every day, to really think about how can I check in with myself. So even when you ask yourself the question, how am I doing? To really sit, reflect, and listen to the answer that you have. Only you can answer that question for you truthfully and honestly. Others around you may say certain things about you, or how they think you feel, or they think what's going on in your life. However, you know yourself best, right? You live with your thoughts, you live in your body, you know how you feel, right? So how are you doing? Right? That's a very important question, and again, I hope you continue to ask yourself that, because it's so important. A lot of times, many of us, we're busy like everybody else, right? We are busy. So we're worrying about the next person, whether you're a parent, a grandparent, maybe your aunt, uncle, friend, however you show up in the world, or whatever your responsibilities are. There's a lot of time when we're taking the time to pay attention to all those things, which are important, but we have to make sure that we're also paying attention to ourselves, right? And thanks for those who are starting to join here. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. So again, for those of you just tuning in, unfortunately, this couldn't be live today just because I do have a conflict around the same time today. It is World Mental Health Day, though, and I'm excited pretty soon here to go speak to some teens about some mental health related issues in our community. But I do want to, like I said, just briefly remind you to make sure you're checking in with yourself. Make sure you're being aware of what your needs are, right? Because what your needs are emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, what your needs are, they're going to change over time. They just are. And no, I don't believe in balance. I really dislike the term balance. To me, means that every single thing in your life, every part of your life, is exactly the same, like a scale, just all balanced out, which I think is so unrealistic to have. But though, I will say maybe we're not striving for every single thing to be exactly the same, but you know when a certain part of your life needs a little bit more love and attention, right? So again, when you're looking at physically, how am I doing? Emotionally, how am I doing? Mentally, how am I doing? Spiritual, how am I doing? Like all these different parts of your life, and you're like, I'm good over here, right? With this part of my life, I'm good over here with this part of my life, but whoa, over here, that's where I'm struggling, right? And maybe it's for you, it's work. You're like, man, you know what? The work part is a struggle. I'm really having a hard time showing up the way I need to show up at work. Maybe for you, it's with family members in your life. Maybe for you, it's with friends in your life. Maybe for you, it's for you, right? Wherever that may be. But where is it for you that you need to just have spend a little bit more time working on? And it's okay, you all know I always say it's a journey. Every single one of us are on a wellness journey. Every single one of you. World Mental Health Day, all of us have mental health. Every single one of us. Does it look the same? No, right? It doesn't. It's all different. And another thing I wanted to remind you of today, especially today, is there's a lot of pros and cons, right? There's a lot of positives and things to work on when it comes to our mental health, right? So it's interesting right now. I'm actually taking a class, a college class, um, which is a whole nother long story, but I'm taking a college class. It's a substance abuse class that I'm required to take with the state of California because I'm working on getting licensed out there. And nonetheless, it's been interesting, and it's about substance abuse and it's about addictions and all those sorts of things. It's a class for mental health professionals. And what I'm finding fascinating is when I think of addictions, or many of us, when we think of addictions, we might think of drugs, we might think of alcohol, we might think of just a lot of negative things to be addicted to, right? The term itself has like a negative connotation, like addiction, like something bad. But what I will say though is there are negative things and harmful things that you can be addicted to, but there's also good things that you can be addicted to as well. So, on this World Mental Health Day, I really want to encourage you to think about being, I don't know if I should use the word addicted, but being really, really mindful and intentional about your growth as a person, right? Spend the time that you need to be like, man, how can I be better today? How can I grow as a person? How can I feel better? You're allowed to be happy. As I always say, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to have joy. You deserve to be emotionally healthy. You deserve all of those things. And if you deserve all those things and you don't have some of those things, then you can be on a quest to find those things. And and it's possible. It really is possible. And no matter what you're going through, I mean, no matter what you're going through, even through the darker times, there's always light. There just is. So even through the darker times, and it takes a lot. I will say that personally and professionally, I will say it does take a lot, especially in the darker times. It's easy when things are going well, and things are going well. You're great. You're happy, but through the darker times too, when you really dig deep and find that strength and find that faith or whatever it is for you that can get you through that time while still continuing to grow as a person in the area that you need to grow in. It's a real journey, and there's a real prize on the other side of that. So I really want to strongly encourage you today to think about, where can I really lend a lot of my time, a lot of my effort, and a lot of energy in my life, right? So, yes, we know addictions to drugs or alcohol or just harmful things for our body or harmful things for us mentally and physically and spiritually. Those types of things obviously are harmful. But again, when you think about, well, then what can I spend a lot of my time? Because a lot of times with negative type of addictions, there's a lot of time spent trying to do those things, but it's harmful to us. But what can you think about reversing and spending a lot of your time and energy on to move your life forward in a positive direction? So only you can answer that question, right? Only you can answer that question. So I want you to, again, really start to reflect. Ask yourself, how are you doing? Ask yourself, what do you need? And also ask yourself at this juncture of your life, where do I need to spend my time, my energy, my focus? Where do I need to spend that? And I'll share with you all as I wrap up here, I'll share with you all that I over I don't even know before COVID, so years and years of time. It's interesting because depending on the year of life, I've really been like, okay, this year I really need to focus on physically. Like I wanted to make just some changes physically and be stronger and change my exercise routine and all these sorts of things. Right. So like I remember one year I was like, okay, physically, like I need to make some changes. And thankfully those changes that I made have remained, have stayed years later. But it was just that light bulb going off to say, okay, that's what I need to change. And then there was another year that I think about and I'm like, man, I need to make some changes spiritually. And what can I do? What can I add in? How can I change my life? Right. And some of you know, if you've been watching Mental Health Moment for a while, there's just different changes I've done with my morning routine, making sure I add in a gratitude practice, making sure I add in a devotional. And again, these are things for me. You have to do what works for you. But it was intentional though to say, okay, I want to grow in spiritually, right? And then there was another time I was like, I want to grow mentally, I want to grow emotionally. So the point is, when you take the time to constantly be in a state of, let me reflect and know what I need, right? We're all busy, but take the time to know what you need. Then you start to take the steps to make that happen in your life. Okay. So that's what I want to encourage you to think about today on today's mental health moment. For those of you just tuning in, we're wrapping up a little bit early today just because I'm actually about to head to a presentation with some amazing teenagers talking about mental health on World Mental Health Day. So I'm pre recording this just for today, but I will be back next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live right here on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. Have an amazing week. Happy World Mental Health Day. Take care of yourselves, take care of others in your life. Be blessed. And I will see you all next week. Have a great week, you all. Bye, guys.